What's going on, guys? It's Nick with Survivor Classic Car Services again. I'm in the showroom right now. We're going to be doing some more stuff on the Monte Carlo, getting that ready to start, run, and drive. We're kind of getting into the last little run of things. The reason I'm in the showroom today is because I just went out to pick up the drive shaft, which I've got right here. This was done by Chicago Driveline. These guys, if you're in the area, I cannot recommend them enough. Very quick turnaround, very high quality product. They threw, this is the factory shaft. It's been shortened. They threw new U-joints on it, balanced it, and they even painted it. So that was very nice. But we're gonna be throwing that in later today. So I'll probably be wearing the same wonderful shirt that you see here. But we'll be throwing that in later today. I'm not sure how much a lot of the other stuff is going to be on camera, off camera. Some of the goofy, smaller things I'm probably just going to skip over. But all of the important things, I'll make sure that I get on camera, or at least I'll try. Don't have the best track record with keeping footage. So anyways, I'll cut it here and I'll chime back in when we're throwing the drive shaft in. All right, so it's same day, a little bit later, as you can tell by my fancy shirt. I'm gonna climb underneath the car there, see if we can get the drive shaft set up. There's a quick little tip: if you ever see anybody giving away foam tiles, these things are awesome for like disposable creepers. So you just throw a few of them together in a chain. They don't even really have to be locked together, just kind of in a rough line, and then you lay on it, and if you ever get oil or something on it, you just throw it away and don't worry about it. I see people give them away on Marketplace pretty often for pretty inexpensive, which is neat. A lot of times even free, so just something to think about. But there's the drive shaft. I'm gonna climb underneath, throw the slip yoke in, and start bolting it up. Hopefully I did my measurements right. All right, so we got all 4 bolts snugged up in there. Probably gonna go back with some brake cleaner and just kind of blast off some of that. But at least it's together. Slide over here. You can see the slip yoke is engaged. Got a little bit of room so that as the axle moves up and down, that'll be able to slide in and out safely. And now we'll go topside and throw some trans fluid in the transmission. All right, so I've migrated into the car now. I'm going to go ahead and throw some trans fluid in, and I do only the finest. I've had this sitting around for probably a number of years. Honestly, I blow up engines so much that I'm constantly pulling the engine and transmission together that I just kind of kept a stock of stuff, and I always buy the cheap stuff because a combination of I'm cheap and it's expensive. So the T56 calls for, I want to say it's like 3.75 quarts or something like that, and there's 4 quarts in a gallon, and this is a gallon, so it's getting 4 quarts. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. See if I could do this without getting it all over the floor or ground, as it may be. All right, so it's been I don't know, a couple weeks since I've really been able to touch the car a lot. I did do a couple of things. This is probably going to be the second to last clip that I do for this video. I decided to split it up because I still have not been able to do anything with the floors. I did take the time to rewire everything, so I did have the terminator tucked down in this little cubby, and it was functional there, but it was slopping around. It didn't have like a anchor, and nothing was holding it in place. So I pulled everything off the engine, all the wiring and everything, and I don't have the carpet in so you can still see. I put a couple of holes with some grommets through the firewall, and I've got all the wiring and everything running up through here into the engine, and then some of it running up. Now my inner fender liner is broken, so I'll have to replace that, but that'll hide all of that. You won't be able to see it. That's actually where that's coming through, is right where the body mount would be, or is rather. You can see the body mount there. There's like an extra little support welded onto the body that mounts to the body mount. That's where the wiring goes up, all in between the fender and the inner fender, and goes to where it needs to up here. The rest of the engine wiring you can kind of see right there. It comes up the back side of the engine and kind of goes through all there. So it's all hidden. It looks a little bit cleaner, and it's going to function a lot better. So the engine side is all done. And then in here, I have all the terminator wiring comes up behind the kick panel here, behind all the glove box and everything, and it's actually sitting right here behind the glove box. So the glove box is still functional. You can't see the terminator, but it's underneath the dash there. And then the display screen for now, I just have set right here. I do have a 3D printer. I've not decided yet if I'm going to do a 3D printed little thing to sit on top of the steering column, or what I'm going to do with that. Let me go around to the other side here. I know that I've talked several times now about finishing that. Sorry, neighbor's dog's barking. I've talked several times now about finishing up the spot where the trans tunnel is for the reverse lockout solenoid. I still have not done that. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to handle that, but I think I also mentioned earlier in the video I did find quite a bit of rust. So I went ahead and I got a floor patch panel, and so the next video will be doing this patch in the floor and doing that. So I'll just kind of have all the metalwork in one video, just so I don't have everything kind of separated, and so this video is getting kind of long anyways. But I am basically at a point now where the car is more or less drivable. So there's a few things that I have to do. Oh, I also had this extra boost gauge laying around from a company called Nitrous that used to be sold by Harbor Freight. I don't think they still sell anything like that, but it was like $8 or something when it was new. But so that's plumbed into the vacuum. So I finished doing all the vacuum stuff. Everything is wired. I tried to make it look as presentable as possible, so I put this like fancy loom stuff on it from Amazon. You can see I got a couple spots. There's still a couple other wires that this is, I believe, part of the AC system that I just haven't done anything with. It looks like I've got a little bit of a coolant leak, so I'll have to snug that up. But I'm basically at the point now that I can just about start driving it. My last step today is I'm going to put the power steering hoses on, feed and return, or the pressure and return, and then the car's pretty much ready to drive, and then find all the things that I did wrong and go back and fix them, work out all the little kinks, and kind of go from there. So I'm going to do the power steering stuff off camera, because I'm probably not going to get a chance to actually do it until after it gets dark. I got to go make dinner, and then I will come out, I'll deal with all that stuff, and the next video clip will hopefully be me driving around, possibly driving to work. So you'll either see me driving, or you'll see me explaining why I'm not driving. All right, so it is the next day. We're at the showroom here, and I was able to drive the car to work. So I've got the Monte Carlo here. I'm gonna just make this short. Everything was awesome. I did have a couple little quirks before I left. My main fuel pump power line broke, so I had to fix that last night. Other than that, it's running great. It's running a little rich, so I'm just trying to take it easy and kind of going through little bits of tuning and whatnot. But let me strap you on and we'll go for a quick ride around the block. All right, so that's going to be the end of this episode. It starts, it runs, it drives. I did it before the snow fell, which was really my only goal. I still have some things that I've got to work out. There's all the floor stuff that I talked about, finishing up the trans tunnel, getting the carpet back in. That IAC valve is just absolutely screaming, which I'm sure you can hear. I don't know if that's just because of the throttle body that I have. It's like an aftermarket 92 millimeter from, I don't know, eBay or Amazon or something. So I got to figure out that. I thought that the gear ratio, because it's a 273, was going to be absolutely terrible, but it's very reasonable. I'm very okay with it. I would like to get some steeper gears in it, but if I do that, I'm probably going to throw a 9-inch or a 12 bolt in, something a little bit stronger than the 8.2 12 bolt or 10 bolt, excuse me. But other than that, that's going to be the end of this episode. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.